Hey everyone. It's me. It's your favorite community manager. It's Zebulon. It's Elliot. And I'm here back with my triumphant return to my weekly building stream after having several incidences with releases, power cuts, a lot of things stopping me from coming back and doing what I love, which is coming and doing a Twitch stream show with you guys where I build stuff. And we're just going to ignore the past 10 minutes where I had the wrong microphone set up. This is my triumphant return this year. Everything else before, that didn't happen. So, we're going to talk about scripts today. And I'm going to move this microphone, this webcam a little bit. There we go. Nope. There we go. Mirrored. I'm mirrored. I got to remember that. So, some of the stuff we can do with the SimpleScripts that have been implemented are really cool, and we're going to showcase some of them today and see if I can learn how to do some scripting. So we got here an object that I can pick up. That means it's a dynamic object, and you can tell that because it's blue. So I pick it up, and I can throw it with left click. And I'm just going to move all of these, because what we care about is this reset red button. You see this one, when I mouse over it, is green. So pick up is blue, interactable is green. I click this, and it does a script. So that was a reset script to bring all of these objects back to the position they originally set at. So there is a script in all of these objects, all these beanbags, and then there's a script in the button that says when pressed, these come back to the position they were set at in edit mode. So that's some of the stuff that you can do. There's also this elevator. See, I press the button, the doors open. There's music playing in here, and then I can like pick a floor, and the doors will close and the elevator will move. So this is a lot more complicated. As simple as it is, the concept of an elevator is to us. There's nothing on floor 5. I'll go down to floor 4. As simple as the concept of an elevator is to us, as humans who use them, maybe several times a day, like that is a lot of different scripts, and it's pretty complex. But we can also do stuff like change the channel of various media streams. This is something I've been trying to build with various degrees of success. But we are going to see what we can get done ourselves. So let's go create, and we're going to create a new experience. And we're going to call it SimpleScript Bonanza. And we're going to use the base template. Now the reason we're going to do this in a not particularly beautiful scene is because we want to test that the script works. So we want a really simple scene that's going to build and load quickly. And then once we figure out if the script works, then we can just go and do what we did in something where we actually want it. So this is really a testing place. So, but I'm going to do a couple of things just to make it a little bit more pleasant for the stream. So where is it? We're going to change the skybox to something I have. Yeah, it's going to look a little bit prettier. And you can see we've got this haziness that's pretty gross, and that's the fog setting. So we're just going to turn the ground density fog stuff off. Cool. And then we're going to turn up the sky brightness. There we go. So now we have nebula, gases, and all this kind of stuff behind us. So we don't have that fog, and it just looks a little bit prettier. So I'm going to, even if I'm just doing something basic, this is nicer to me. Cool. All right. So we're going to close the properties window here. And we are going to look at scripts, all sources. All right, we got a lot of scripts. So there's scripts I've bought, and then there's also scripts, the simple scripts that are just going to appear in your inventory. So since the latest update, you'll notice there are just simple scripts in your inventory that you can use, and we're going to see if we can figure them out. And there's a surprising amount of work has gone into this. So I did prep work this time, and I'm still struggling. So we're going to go to all sources. We're going to object. And I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to build a fridge. So I've got this fridge and this fridge door created by our friend Cerberus. So here's the fridge door, and it's separate to the fridge itself, so that it can move. And we're going to drag this up and try and line it up as best we can. We're going to have to eyeball it, but it's okay. I'm not too worried about this. So hinges on that side, so the door should be on this side. Oh, that's cute. It says Cerberus in there. There we go. Cool. So we have a door. And I don't want it to collide with things, so I'm just going to have it a little bit taller. Like I said, I'm eyeballing it. I'm not too worried about this. This is the test area to figure this stuff out. And if you can hear that dog barking, I am sorry. But trust me, it's a really cute dog. Cool. So, fridge door. Where's that properties window gone? Fridge door. So the first thing we need to do, if we want it to move... Oh, sorry. What are we going to do? We are going to use the simple mover script and the simple interaction script so that when you press a button, the door is going to open. That's the project. So, first things first, we need the objects. So we have our fridge and a fridge door. And then I've selected a fridge door and I'm going to set it to keyframed, which means it can be moved by animations. So static means you drop the object and it just will never move, no matter what. Dynamic means it will like toss around, and you can also set it that you can grab it and pick it up. I'll actually just show that. So dynamic, and then can grab on, and that means it's an object that will like fall with gravity, and you can pick it up and you can throw it. And then keyframed, it will like move, but I think only if you tell it to, or it'll, yeah. I think that's the case. Cool. And then we're also going to go button. So I've got this great button. It's free on the store. A Brabylin Wolf made it. It's really nice. So, and it's animated. So it's got this looped animations, and we're going to turn begin on load off. So, sorry, I just realized you guys can't see these windows behind my webcam. There we go. Okay. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Just about there. Okay, cool. So, this is a little bit far away. Let's move it here, and let's make it just really big. And we'll move our spawn point. So, oops, we're going to move our spawn point so we're actually facing it when we spawn. Cool. And I can just set its rotation to 180. What? Oh. Numpad wasn't on. There we go. 180. Cool. That's why things messing up. Alright, so back to the scripts. We have a button and we have a door. And I don't think I finished what I was saying. So I turned begin on load off. So this has an animation when you click it, it will like depress like a button. If begin on load is on, I found that it just like kind of bounces and just does this bounce loop until you click it, and then it will like stop moving. So with this button explicitly turn begin on load animation off, and then it won't play until you click it. Cool. Right. Simple interaction script. This one right here, dragging it onto there. So that's the script set to. It will say click me. Let's change that to open sesame. Sesame's open. And we're gonna turn yeah, okay, so these are then our first click, second click, third click, fourth click. So this is the message it's gonna send out into the world when we click it. So when we click it, the little button's gonna go on. Right, it's gonna shout that, like echo location. And then hopefully something will hear that command and be like, oh, on, and I do my thing. Right? So it's like pull the lever, Kronk, and then Kronk pulls the lever. So we're going to change that message to open, and then the second message to close. So that's pretty obvious. First click is going to open it. Second click is going to close it. So let's find the simple mover. Simple mover. It's there in front of me somewhere. I haven't got anything to scroll down. It's just simple mover. There we go. Found it. Okay, let's see what this one does. Event move. Okay, so these are the words it's listening to. And that's not the words the buttons are set to. So we want this to be open and close. I believe that is the case. Okay. Position offset, rotation pivot. Over time 2 seconds. Move began. Ease in, ease out. We're gonna worry about that stuff later. First, man, I really wish I could just rotate it and then save that as a keyframe, but that's not gonna be the case, is it? So, oh wait, I could though. Yeah, I could do this, and then I could copy them. Aha. Control A, Control C. Control A, Control. Oh, damn it! I did Control C on that. Control C, Control A, Control V. Control A, Control C, Control A, Control V, Control A, Control C. Oh wait, no, this is the position it's at though. I think we just want to do the rotation, right? Yeah, let's just do the rotation. So let's make that 0, 0, and 0. So hopefully it's not going to mess with anything. It's just going to rotate 91 degrees, which is silly. Rotate 90 degrees. And then when we close, the door should close. Right? That makes sense, right? I see Twitch chat is active. They may be screaming that I'm wrong. What's Twitch chat saying? Where do you get these scripts, Mark Photo? So these simple scripts are in your inventory in Sansar, right? So you go into edit mode, you look in your inventory, and the simple scripts are just there now. You don't even have to like upload them from the folder like you had to do with the old example scripts. The simple scripts are just in your inventory. Cool. Alright, so you see what I did there is I moved it, changed the offset position, and then didn't move it back. Let's see if it does anything when I click. Open. It works. It works. I did it, guys. I just forgot to reset its original position. Let's see if we click it again. There we go. Look at it. Look, it works in the dumbest way possible. It works in the dumbest way possible. I made a fridge door that opens and closes. It's just really dumb. Alright. Let's go back into edit mode. Your rotation is 0. And we're going to change your message to snacks, because that's why you open the fridge. And in fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to open it again. And we're going to go objects. Bottle. Well, actually, yeah. We'll put beer in there. This is a PG-13 stream. Let's have we want cola. That's what we want. We want Sin cola? Sin soda. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to show you dynamic objects. So dynamic can grab on. Make this a little bit bigger. Great. Okay. And then I almost forgot to reset its position. So its rotation is 0. Build. Okay. So we're going to walk up. The button's going to say snacks, which is maybe a bit silly because I put a drink in there. And then it's going to open. And we're going to grab the beer can. Are you ready? You ready for this? Here we go. Snacks. And the fridge door opens, and then we can pick up our soda can. Glug, glug, glug. Always drink your Sin Cola. The best cola in Sansar. And there we go. We did it. We did it. We finally got a simple script to work. And yeah. This now opens and closes. Isn't that satisfying? Isn't that satisfying to have a fridge door that opens and closes? Yeah. Let me look up some of these objects for you. The button is free. So if you just look up the button is free, that I know. I'm checking if the fridge door is free. The refrigerator base is 100 Sansar dollars, which is about $1 real world dollar, I think. And then the button is just called animated button. Yeah, animated push button. So you can check those out. And the fridge is called refrigerator by a full name. So yeah. Alright. I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, look, you can spam it. You can spam it, ain't that good? Hello, Elliot. I am a refrigerator. How are you today? Cool. Alright. Now what are we gonna do? That one went a lot better than I thought it was going to do. Okay, I got an idea. I want to hack making an animation. So we're gonna get a spaceship. And we're gonna put a spaceship over here. And we're gonna 180 it so it's facing us. There we go. So we've got a spaceship. And we're gonna get gonna go back to scripts. And we have to clear the search. And we're gonna put a simple mover in here. So now, if it starts moved, well, I'll start the other position. Okay, better idea. Different. Oh wait, actually, I was gonna use a different spaceship, but I can just turn this one like that. Okay, so I'll make the X90 and put this back to 0. Oh, that's not what I meant. Sometimes I just like to prefer to drag stuff because I can't do the maths in my head. And then, okay, so this should be 0. This should be -0. And then this should be -90. Cool. So we're gonna have you're not gonna have a rotation. Actually, I wonder, okay, if I give a rotation of 360, will it end up spinning? And then its position will be 500. So it's gonna fly up and spin around. Is the theory. That's the theory. I don't know what ease in and ease out what this value is being measured in. And it's not gonna start moved. And then we're gonna duplicate this button. So this one is listening to the word launch and the word land. And so your first click is gonna be launch, and your second click is gonna be land. And the action is gonna say take off when you click it. And this, what am I forgetting? This needs to be keyframed. Cool. So hopefully when I click the button, it's gonna go up in the air and rotate 360 degrees, but I don't know if it's gonna do that over the course of doing that. So I have done some animation work with like video editing. So I get keyframes and setting different values at them. Look, it worked. It worked. It worked, guys. Look how much it worked. It moved 500 units. Just not in the direction I meant. Oh, look, it does spin. Again, not in the direction I meant. I meant it to spin that way and go up, but I get my X, Y, and Z's mixed up. This is brilliant. This is beautiful to me, the way I can consistently get it to work, but not the way I intended it to. Okay. So I guess the Y wants to be 500. Not the Z. And then I guess also this wants to be 360. Not the Z. Alright, let's try building that and see if it will go up and spin. Let's see if that happens. I'm having fun. I'm so delighted that both of them worked, but not how I meant. So take a I don't even know how to look. I know what happened. Look, it's back. Okay, one more time. There's only one more field it can be. Scripting by process of elimination. That's the way to do it. Oops. I'll tell you what, let's not make it 1080. Instead of 360, it's gonna do 1080. It's gonna double spin, guys. It's gonna do double spin. Because that's the cool trick. Alright. By process of elimination, this should be the correct field in which to input these values. Should go 500 units up and spin 1080 degrees. This is the theory. Let's do it, guys. It literally can't fail because I already did the other two fields. What? No! No! Which field is it? Which field is it? This doesn't make sense. Oh, okay, I know. No, we were right when we did Y, but it went down, so we should have done minus to make it go up. That's where we went wrong. One last try. We're getting so close. Of course, it moved on the correct axis, it just moved on the wrong direction. And then this should actually, the Z should be the rotation, should be correct. So I believe this is right. Minus 500 in the Y, then 1080 in the Z on the rotation. Right? I hesitate to say it can't be wrong, but evidently I don't fully understand the fields. I really get my X, Y, and Z mixed up. Yay! Oh. It's still spun on the wrong axis though. Where is it? Where'd it go? I can't see it. This is great. It's like a little space shuriken. That is the most nauseating space flight you could possibly have. Okay, this is great. This is great. So obviously that's kind of like silly, like, okay, you got this rocket spinning around when you press buttons. But more practical thing is you could have a platform that has a position A and a position B, and you hit the button and it moves, and you essentially have an elevator, or you have a like moving platform. Yeah. But we're getting there. I mean, this still works. I'm gonna drink glug glug glug. I'm gonna drink my functioning soda. We're not gonna rebuild this again because we understand it. We understand where we went wrong multiple times. This probably needs to be needs to be on the Y. Okay, cool. Let's do something with lights. Let's do something with lights. So we're gonna go to system, all types, and we're gonna have a light. Okay, I wanted a point. Yeah, let's do a point light. Oh. There we go. Okay. Point light. I'm gonna make it a nice bright color. Gonna make it brighter. Okay, too bright. Maybe a little like that. You can't really tell. Let's bring it closer. It's a very white light. We need a bit more color to this. Actually, let's make it a complete different color because there we go. Yeah, this platform is ever so slightly a little bit green, I feel. So, doing green probably wasn't the easiest thing to tell against. Okay, and then if we want to light the scriptable, we need to turn scriptable on. These were the instructions I got. So let's take our button, and we'll do Control D to duplicate it. And I can also, if it's already got a script on it, I can actually just click this drop-down menu and select a script, which sometimes is a little bit easier to find. So simple light. Okay, mode on, color. Ooh, I can have it set to different colors. How do I say which light it's targeting? Mode A, on. So when I click it, it sends the message on. Okay. And it will do this color intensity. So we can actually just dim it. And then, is this the second click is off? And then it's, do a white color. Let's make it super bright. And then this is...
Galen already said it, but you're going to want the light script on the light and the interaction script on the button.
Okay. Hi, Leslie. Leslie's from the action team, everyone. He is listening in to help me when I do this, and I'm completely stuck. Okay, so the script needs to be on the light. That makes sense. So go all sources, simple light. Oh, okay, yeah, this makes sense because then we go to simple interaction and it has the messages. So it's sending on its first click on. So its first message when we first click it is on, and the second thing it's broadcasting is off. And that's the two things the light's listening for, on and off. Cool. So let's just make it a color changing thing. And then, wait, no, so the color, I set it to, this is no longer valid. I'm now setting its color to this. So I have to have it in two fields, so I can see what it's doing on here. But what it is has to be this. I don't know what the alpha is. Okay. And if we'll make this a different intensity so we can see if I'm wrong. Okay. So I believe the light shouldn't change. It should look how it did in edit mode. No, I believe it will be a different intensity. And then the button should turn it on and off. Let's see if my theory is right. This is again why we do a simple scene with nothing in it. Figure out what we want our lights and stuff to do, and then we can put these in things we actually want to have some fun with. Okay. The intensity looks the same. Oh, okay. Okay, so it started on the way we had set it, and now it's switching on and off between its dimmer version and completely off. Okay. So that makes some sense. Okay, so it has... So can I start with it off? That's kind of awkward that I have this and this. But I guess I just need to make them match for the purposes of previewing. Oh, not offs. But let's do something more interesting with this and just have it be like a different color completely. So it's still going to broadcast the messages on and off from the button, and the light's still listening to those messages, but it's not going to turn it on and off. Like, the words don't have any meaning. They could even just be numbers. It's just the signal it's sending and the receiver that's going to react to it. Okay. So lights. Yeah, so I have to click it twice because it goes... So it's going to start with its default light setting, and then it's going to... The first click will do whatever, and then the second click. So really, that first one we want it to be off. Like, that's going to be the more natural flow. So we want this first click to be like intensity 0. And make it all this 0. I'm not going to mess with the A. I don't know what the A... I think the A is alpha, and I think that's an important thing. And then in the off, which is really going to be our on, we're going to put the values we originally wanted of our RGB.
Another way to do it would be to have the first click on the button send the off message instead of the on message.
Ah, that's a good point, Leslie. I like that you're like my guardian angel. Just I occasionally hear, it's like Cortana in Halo, just like you should be doing this. Oh, thanks, Cortana. Yeah, Liz was making a good point there that I could just reverse the order of the messages that the simple interaction is sending, so it says off first and on second, instead of reversing it in the script. That would make a lot more sense. But now, dink donk, dink donk, donk. I do seem to have to click it twice sometimes though when I get like the end of the cycle, or yeah, that was a double click. That was a double click. Okay, I'm a little bit confused with our like click cycle, but yeah, we could just rotate the buttons to do stuff like that. Okay, cool. I want to figure out something more complicated, and then I'm gonna see if I can apply that to a bigger experience. So, airship. Cool. This is Cerberus's airship, and it has an animation. And I want to play and pause the animation so that you can make the airship stop so you can get on it, because I have this in my treehouse. So we're going to go back to simple, and we're going to go to simple animation. We got frames, we got play range. So I guess we want begin on load off, and then we want a button that's going to start the animation. Right? Maybe even not a button. We might want to trigger volume so that when your avatar walks into the volume and you get on board, it starts playing the animation. And then if you leave the animation, will it stop? I mean, if you leave the volume, will it stop playing the animation? I don't know. Okay, play on. Okay, let's get rid of these words because they're confusing, and also the light is listening to them. So play and pause. So we're just going to embed it in here because we're not too worried about that. We're going to set it to keyframed so that it can move. And then we are going to create a trigger. Go to system. Trigger volume that we're going to make 5x5, or maybe just yeah, like that, like a door. Right? This makes sense, right? So it's a little bit silly to be putting it in the ground here, but I feel like building the platform is going to take longer. So okay, so we've got our trigger volume. So when my avatar walks through this, it can trigger the simple interaction. Simple interaction, where are you? And it's going to be play. Oh, wait. Wrong clicks. Hi, Leslie. I heard you unmuted.
You are going to want to use simple collision for this to track the avatar entering the trigger volume. Interaction is for clicking on it with the mouse button.
Okay, so on agent collide, so agent is my avatar. Wait, we don't want pause, we want play, and then on agent exit pause. Correct? Leslie?
Yeah, that should work.
What about this on off for object collide and exit? Is that going to confuse the light? That's if you want to
throw a dynamic object into the trigger and have it trigger the animation.
Okay.
Or the light or whatever it's hooked up to.
But I would have to change that if I wanted to use it because this is using the same word, the same keyword, the light. Correct?
Yeah, they're all broadcasting, so you could have it turn on the light and start the animation if you wanted to, or separate the names if you want the interactions to be separate.
Okay, I'm going to delete those so it doesn't do that. So play pause, and then the ship is listening for play pause. So a little bit more complex. Thanks for letting me know to use simple collision. So when I walk onto the ship through that entry, the animation should begin, and then we're going to fly around on the ship. I believe it's the case. Oh, we never checked if I got my spaceship right finally. We'll save that for the end. We got 10 minutes left, so. Okay, I walked through the thing. There might be a bit of a delay. Or it might just not be working. No.
So I think in this case, well, I'm not sure exactly why it's not working actually, but the it looks, you're probably not going to want this because the trigger volume is going to stay there in the world, and when you exit it, even if it were to start moving, it would then stop the animation.
I wonder if it's because it was set to default to static, and I changed it to keyframe. Play pause. Play pause. Let's make the objects collision have the same thing in case I've mixed up object and avatar. And let's try that. And we'll see if that does it. I know I turned the animation off at start on load, so it wouldn't just fly away automatically. So let's see, I run through the collider, zomp. This animation has a bit of a time before it starts moving anyway. And I don't think it's happening. Don't think it's happening.
Try taking the pause off of the exit event so that it can just start and not turn off when you walk out of the volume.
Let's do that. Has collision on. Should I turn the objects back to being keyframed even though it was static by default? Wait a minute. Did I get the right airship? Yes, I only have one airship. Okay, final try, guys. Is it now?
This is where you could potentially use the simple debugger to see if the when you walk into the trigger volume, whether or not it's sending the message.
Okay. Hey, look, it's moving! It's moving! We did it! I'm the king of the world! I was about to start trying to sing the Titanic theme, but immediately the Jurassic Park theme came into my head instead.
Yeah, please don't do that.
So it works! We walk through the door and the animation starts. But for some reason removing the pause option made that happen. We're flying. We're on a flight. We're not getting back. We're not getting back for a while. Okay, so this animation now will not stop because the pause thing we couldn't get to work, so we just removed it. So it does start when you walk into it, but it won't stop when you get off at the same position where you get on, which is kind of what I wanted. I want people to be able to like get on and off. Although I guess, you know, a bunch of people running about, you know, the first person who runs on would set it off and then everyone else would be trying to catch up.
Yeah, keep in mind the trigger volume stays where it was in the world, so
Yeah.
you probably didn't want it to stop the animation when you exited the volume, because it would just, as soon as you wrote it a little bit out of the way, it would just stop.
Oh. Oh, okay. I think I understand that. All right, when we get close enough, I'll teleport back to the platform. Okay, come on, a little bit closer. But so I could set up a button to control it. So I think we should be good there. Cool. Right, let's see what the rocket did. Yay! I finally got it right. Hit it again. That's what I wanted it to do. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. We're gonna go my experiences, and we're gonna go edit Elliot's treehouse, and we're gonna put some of this in an actual experience that you guys can come and see, and you can press the buttons and they'll do things. That's the plan. Oh. Hey, I remembered where I was last looking. Nice new quality of life updates. So this is my treehouse with my garden and my house and my game room that I'm working on still. And I have that animated ship, whoops, and doors that teleport to my other experiences. And I want to turn this panel into like a bunch of buttons that you can just click and they'll just like do things in the world. Because I really loved Lego Island as a kid, and if you didn't play that PC game, it's amazing. I love it. It was like just a fun. It was like the first Lego PC game, and we consistently bought like all of the Lego PC games, like Lego Racers, Lego Land, Lego Rock Raiders. That was a great one. But Lego Island, there was just a lot of like you'd click on things and then just like do things and make a sound. And because it was aimed at small children and I was a small child, that was absolutely delightful. And every different character you could be had a different thing that would happen when you press C. Like all the lampposts would jump up and spin around. So I just wanted a panel of buttons that did things like that. From where you can see from this vantage point, just like things would happen. So you can see I tried using Tron's animation scripts to control the ship with this panel, and it was just maybe a bit ambitious, and I didn't really know what I was doing. So we're gonna do some simpler stuff. We're gonna make a simple interaction on this first button, and then we are gonna go scripts, clear our search, and I'm gonna put simple mover on that e equals mc squared. Cool. So it's gonna be move and then reset. Great. So it's going to do a complete spin, and it's gonna go 100 units up. Yeah, I kind of was actually thinking of doing like a looped animation. Maybe this isn't the best way to hack that. It's going to go to a new position, and then when I click, it's going to go back to that position. That's fine. So maybe we should make that a little bit more noticeable. So it's going to go up 200 units and spin around. That seems fine. That seems fine. We go here to a button. We need its commands to be move and reset. And it's going to start enabled. And okay. And then I'm going to look at these other buttons, because there was another one. I'm just going to turn that to none to clear that. And there's also a script in here that I couldn't get to work, so we're going to clear that. And oh wait, no, that's clear. Well, this one we could put simple animation in and tie that to a button and just see if it does something. Just see if it works out. So let's make these commands play and pause. And then we'll put simple interaction in this button and this button. So this one's only going to do pause. No, sorry. Play. And then this one's only going to do pause. So it'll still take off and move around, but we should be able to control it with things like this. I feel like this third button should control something with that. What could we control? We've got starting it and stopping it. What other options do we have here? Do we have like a reset? I assume we can't have like a subscript within it. Play range. Oh, play range A is a command, and it's start frame and end frame 0. So if this is set to play range A. Wait, what was called play A? We'll just copy and paste this. So I believe that's going to reset it to its start position. And then this one's going to on off move the equals mc squared. And let's just make this spin round as like another thing. Let's put simple mover in U, position offset 180. And then you are move 2, reset 2. You're not got a simple interaction, so we're going to put simple interaction in U. And you are, whoops, lowercase, move 2, reset 2. Reset 2. Build. Huzzah! So hopefully this will be pretty cool. That's my hope anyway. I can see people in chat raging at my inability to understand axes correctly. And I see such an active Twitch chat. It seems you guys are having your own conversation. Whole lot of finger crossing here. You're right, Garen. Whole lot of finger crossing this is going to work. I understand things struggled a bit in world, but that's fine. That's why we have Twitch chat as well for you guys to watch here. And it is 11:59, so hopefully.
Just a quick note on the simple mover offset and rotation. It's local to the position of the object itself.
Yes,
so
I finally figured it out that they're not actually coordinates, they're offset coordinates, so it's 100 away from where it was. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I'm going to update the property names to reflect that after this.
Oh, that was great. Thank you so much. Okay, so the ship's moving, so we're actually running out of time to see if these scripts are going to work. Quickly, run, and click the pause. It did! It worked! I paused it! And then we click play and it starts again. You can now control my ship from these. And then this one resets it. It did it. It worked. This one didn't work. I'm immensely disappointed. Oh, I didn't set those objects to keyframed. That's why. I know how we can fix this. I didn't set them to keyframed. I set them to keyframed, and it's not 12:01 yet. Right? So it's still... Oh, these objects can't be set to being keyframed. I don't know how to do that. Well... Never mind then.
They need to have a rigid body to be able to change their motion type. So if you add on the scene objects, right click and add.
Oh, so I can add that in Sansar?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'm sorry I clicked save. Wait, where do I go, Leslie? Guide me, mysterious voice.
In scene objects, right click and add volume.
Okay, right click, add volume. That's it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, and now it's there. Cool, so I select this, I go here, add volume,
then change the motion type.
Yep. Change it to keyframed. Okay. So, considering we started a little bit late due to tech issues, I consider I still have 10 minutes to finish this up and impress everyone with my amazing new scripting skills. So, this still counts, right? I'm pretty pleased. The fridge and the door are really satisfying. I think I'm going to add that to my experience immediately after this. Have a fridge so you could, like, instead of drinks being on the counter, they're in a fridge and you have to go and open the fridge. And maybe I'll find some, like, I love the big, like, comedy red button. It's just like, donk. But maybe I'll just see if I can find some more discrete buttons, like those the Centauri controllers. Sorry, legally distinct. The Centauri controller joysticks. Another option would be to... You know, I found some lights that kind of look like they could be still like a sci-fi like light up panel. I feel like it's kind of reasonable, so I might like use some of that. I'm like, oh yeah, it's a button. Just, you know, walk up and click it. I mean, they kind of maybe they kind of look like things you put your hand on. Maybe clicking them won't be intuitive enough to people. Okay, run to stop the ship, and. Oh no! Oh no, I broke everything! I broke everything! How did I break everything? Alright. I don't know what happened there. The script's still there. They still say the same things. Alright, we're just gonna rebuild. This is part 2 of Pretend. We just didn't see that. Just gonna move on. Right? So now I'm running a little bit over time for my stream, but because Leslie's been on call with me for the whole stream, I see I still have 1 minute left on a call with him. So, still clearly have 1 more minute. Let's make this all look great.
I think Galen has figured out what's going on.
Collision.
Chat.
Oh, the collision volume of the windmill is obscuring my ability to touch the buttons. How do I change the size of its volume?
You can change the collider type and adjust the extents. It's a box. You could just make it very small.
Where do I find that?
It's on the volume part of the properties for the turbine.
Oh, I see. Right, let's make it super tiny. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. And maybe instead of a box, it's a sphere. No, that's going to make up even more space. I don't know. We'll make it a really tiny sphere. Minimum of 0.2.
You should be able to turn the collision off. I'm just not 100% confident that's going to work is all.
Okay. Alright. I can also remove and raise it. How do I do that, Galen? No, don't turn it off? Okay. I'm just watching Twitch channeling.
So if you turn on visibility for physics volumes,
then
slide it up out of the way so that it's not.
Okay, there we go. Oh, so now I can just select it? Aha! Oops. No. Okay, that's selecting the whole thing. Okay, but its radius is, as you can see, covering all of our buttons. So
you can expand it in the scene objects view and just select the volume.
I can just select the volume? How?
If you expand it in the scene objects view, in the tree view.
Oh, I need to make it bigger so that I can touch it. So if I make it big, oh god. Ah.
Just in the tree view and scene objects, if you hit the arrow and see the components of the of your
volume
object.
Oh, okay.
And you can find the volume and move that independently.
Oops, open up a window. 0.2. Okay, now I have it selected. Now I can move it up out the way. So now it's no longer colliding with my buttons. Right?
That looks much better.
We all good to go, chat? We all good to go, Leslie? Alright. I didn't expect to learn about various physics objects today. I didn't know that was a thing. I could just add volumes and make things dynamic and keyframed. And that they sometimes obscure stuff. Okay. Gonna build. Gonna jump in. And now hopefully we'll have the spinning objects. That's not really as exciting as being able to play and pause the animation, but I want to show it all off. And I kind of want it to be something you guys can all jump into immediately after this stream. This is Elliot's Treehouse in Sansar. Just go to the atlas and type Elliot, 1L and 1T. That's me. Or you could just search treehouse. There's only one other treehouse, and you'll see only one of them's in space. And then you can come and press these buttons, and they'll do things. And you can also play Jenga, and the Jenga has the reset button system set up that I showed you at the very start with the bean bags. So you can throw the blocks away and hit the button, and then the Jenga tower will reappear. So let's try this again. We can click them. So we can reset the airship. If I reset it, will it start playing by itself? No. Oh. Oh, it doesn't appear to be playing at all now.
I think your animation just takes a long time before it starts moving.
Okay, I'm going to click play, and we'll see if it does. And then we'll do this. And once again, I misunderstood the direction of the values. Just E equals mc squared flying at fast speed near the speed of light. Just doing a little quantum warp. Okay, and then this should spin the whole platform. That seemed like a good idea, but now you can see the smoke and mirrors behind my control panel. Okay. Well, it looks like doing the play reset broke it. But there we go. There we go. Fun with SimpleScripts Unfortunately, we're ending on not as good an example as my test area. So let's just go back to that. Let's just go get a drink. And maybe I'll publish this one so people can come see what I did. I guess I didn't understand the reset part of the animation, so let's open our fridge, grab a drink, and watch our rocket launch. Alright, thanks for tuning in, guys. Catch you later.